Yo, a lot. You ready?
Let's get started. You got to get started. Get the fuck out
You got it, bro.
Peace,
Peace, bro. Peace, bro. Peace, peace.
I love you.
I love you too, brother. Peace, brother. Peace. Con. 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 The mighty Trump. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, Church of Truth. Honors and salutations to the elect and to the men that died doing the work of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, and the shut of our first. To the men, women, and children that believe in the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shah, he is the deliverer, because he come to deliver us of this captivity that we're in. It's the Church of Philadelphia, once again on the highways and hedges, coming to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, known as Babylon. We coming. The brother laughing at this. The banana coming up the street, because you know we're still in that spirit of Halloween, you know. And when you look at it, the word Halloween, which means is hollow is empty, man. It's emptiness, and all he's doing is furthermore manifesting the demons that's inside of you for one. And like when you go into the history and all that, with this Halloween thing, they used to try to dress up as these different deities, hoping that the spirits wouldn't take them, because they said it was a mixture of the spirit world and the regular in the physical world that you see right now. All right. So that's what all he doing is conjuring up these demons. Now, guess what? We're in November. It's November the 1st. These people not going to get their food stamps this month, and they already been started looting and raiding and doing things like that. All right. So yo, things are rolling, and going out of 2025, because what? It's November the 1st, so we only got 2 more months left in this year. Things about to pick up the pace real fast, man. You know, matter of fact. You know, and when I talk about it, speed up, right? Yo, because the Lord, right now for his elect's sake, the Lord is speeding up time. You can ask the average citizen here in Babylon. They be like, oh, it felt like, oh my God, we was just off of it, because time is flying. How they say time flies? Well, yeah, it's really flying right now, man. And the Lord is doing that. You know why? Because Yahweh Shah is on his way back, all right, to destroy this wicked ass kingdom, and to deliver his righteous men. Just like you had that dude Drewski talking that crazy shit, like, man. He violated himself in so many ways he don't even think it. Because you actually had a shirt that said Yahweh on it. The Lord is not mocked, man. The Lord is not mocked. And then you're going to use his name, his true name in the Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew.
Right.
They'll make a joke. So guess who's the joke going to be on?
And it's crazy because I saw a video with a man. He put a picture up with a Bible on his chest. He was holding up the Bible, and he had a gun pointed at the Bible.
Wow.
And then I don't know how long after, but he got aired out, by what they say, by his ops. And
that's right.
They aired him out so bad that the bullets took his head off.
Damn.
So, showing that the Lord, everybody that mocked the Bible, brother, so-called brother
brother, no light.
brother, you know what I mean?
And and it shows with him actually, because look, the same things that he tried to accuse the apostles of doing, he actually was found guilty of that.
Even worse,
Exactly.
because it was his wife's daughter.
Exactly.
So what if she's young or
Right.
whatever in age? You trying to be right? It's
Yeah.
your wife's daughter.
Well, he heard that doctrine and liked it.
That's
Oh,
your-
I could do this.
That's your daughter-in-law.
No, that's right.
That's against the scriptures. You
Yeah.
can't be with your daughter-in-law.
No, that's the
Son-in-law.
door. No, that's the stepdaughter. Basically.
Well, step.
I mean,
well,
yeah.
not in-law.
Well,
You're
yeah,
right. You're right. You're right. No. It's a lot.
That's like
You're right. You're right. That's from the other side. Right. Stepdaughter
Right.
or aunt or uncle. You can't deal with that.
Exactly.
But the Lord is not mine, man. You know. But I got what you call for it. This St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 22.
Right.
It says, "And except those days be short." It's not.
That's sort of.
And except.
Because yo, we're about to get to. There's a lot of things going on, man. As far as
damn, you know what? Just,
we in these times
that's
right
the
now.
season we in.
Yeah, God, that's right. And Yahweh Shah warned us of these things, man. All right, you got it, bro.
St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 20, it says, "But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter."
And yo, that lets you know that the men of the Lord is going to be on the run, right? One of my favorite songs I've been listening to lately is Public Enemy, and it's that song Public Enemy #1. And yo, he said it. He said, in one lyric in that song, he said, "I'm tried for a crime that I can't find." That's what they about to try to charge us with. They're gonna make up things, man. Insurrection. Yo, Apostle Jahar goes in that a lot about the insurrection, and it tells you that. You know, this in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, when it tells you about the sedition among men. All right, that's what you're going to have. They're not going to regard their kings, princes, and all that, but they're setting it up. And yo, we're like right now, you're going to start seeing that. Why? Because these people is not going to be able to eat, and we've been warning you for years and years and years about this upcoming thing, man. All right, so you can't say you haven't been warned. All right, you've been warned, man. Hey, shalom, man. Man, everybody on the common board.
These are strategic events
That's
that
right.
they're doing.
Right.
You know, you got the Black Swan events.
That's right, yeah.
You know, and now in the winter, what Biden said, Operation Warp Speed or
Yeah,
something like that.
And yo, bring that up. And now, yo, since you said that, that's yo, Biden said Operation Warp Speed because yo, what it said, and as a matter of fact, hold on, I'm back to Gov up real fast. So what the brother just said, right? He said Operation Warp Speed. And that comes from the scriptures. Check this out. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. All right. Matter of fact, grab it in. Blue letter. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It reads, it says, "Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who live in the heavens. Rejoice, but terror will come on the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you in great anger, knowing that he has little time." All right, so that the devil is about to come down on us with great anger. Why? For one, he's mad. Tell him why you mad, son. Tell him why you mad, Esau.
A short time for what?
God, that's right. The short time to rule. That's right, brother. You know, so they're about to come down on us that fierce anger. All right, because for one, this truth is busting your ass. Everything that you try to throw out there, because what they say with the mafia, they say that their power was in secrecy. All right, that's why you got these higher up elites and everything. They put a puppet in front of you, but they're in the background. They're the ones pulling the strings. That's their power. Their secrecy. You not knowing who they are. You know? The same way the power of the Lord, man. We got power because you don't know who a real man of the Lord is. All you see brothers come out here and prophesy. But that time is coming when you're going to know. Pursuing the book of our 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. I believe going like down, like starting at verse 70, 73, if I'm not mistaken. You know, then it says, then you shall know who are my chosen, man. Who the Lord loves. Starting with his elect. Of course, the whole nation of Israel is a chosen nation. But with that, you got the elect of the elect. All right? And that's the 144. That's the elect of the elect. All right, the governing body. Man. What you got it, bro?
It says,
What the hell?
St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter,
That's right.
neither on the Sabbath day.
So why did Yahweh Shah say this to us? Those are days that you're supposed to rest. As a matter of fact, it was a movie a while back. They was trying to recruit people, right, to go into the future, basically. They was talking about Israel, and how I knew that because what they said, the key words. All right, they was like, well, you know, on the Sabbath day they rest, so we can attack them then. That's the same thing that happened in the Maccabees. You know what I mean, in the Maccabees, they was like, yo, on the Sabbath day we're going to attack them because they ain't going to fight because they're supposed to be relaxed. Which lets you know that these devils know, they know our rules, man. They know our laws, they know our statutes, they know our commandments. All right, and them being deceivers, going to the book of First Kings, I believe it's the 22nd chapter, if I'm not mistaken, when it talks about that spirit that said he was going to go be a lion spirit, and to the prophets, man. You know. So hey, same thing right now, man.
Because and that's also because this scripture is actually referred to towards 70 AD.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
Which you know, the scriptures is twofold.
Right.
So when you read it, you got to understand its history, but it's still, remember, the Lord changes not.
Right.
So what he did before, he's going to do it again.
Right.
Now, if what you know about 70 AD, you still had Nero prior to that, because that was the takedown of Emperor Titus, and also with Vespasian, right? Because I believe Nero gave the blessing to Vespasian and Titus, and that's when they took us down fully. And that's when our people, you know, primarily the southern tribe, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, that's when they fled to the southern parts of Africa, you know, and that's when they came to the Americas. But it was so brutal, you know what I'm saying, when you read about it. They demolished our temples. They raped, robbed, and murdered our women and children. You know, slaughtered us and put us as fucking souvenirs to know who was ruling, right? And took our books, you know, took our history, you know, called themselves after who we are, and made us seem like we the peasants.
And I got something.
But it's crazy because if that was 70 AD and the scriptures speaking about this now, it's saying that the beloved apostle, our elder apostle Charles references DJ Truth asked Nero. Nero, Vespasian, and Titus was living at the same time because he gave him the blessing. So what you think that through the spirit, we are 70 AD, 0.2 again, if you will. You know, so where all this little people panicking about EBT, there's going to be major famine. Cannibalism is coming back. That's written. It happened before. Even Jeremiah will tell you that. You know, they were eating leather. They were eating rats. They couldn't flee to certain places. You got people looting already, and that's just EBT. That's just a benefit. That's not even taking away your funds, your money. But soon they're talking about bank runs, because now the banks is getting hit, now the markets is getting hit. So it's a trickle effect, you know. I
got something for you real fast. And I went on Google, right? And And I asked, because what the brother's talking about basically is the downfall of this place, man. You know? It says, I asked, I said, why did the Israelites have to leave Rome during 70 AD, right? Hey, Shalom, bro. Y'all about to say, you live, my side. Shalom, bro. But it says the question is based on misconception. The major, it says Jewish, but we know it's the northern kingdom or the southern kingdom. When you say Jew, that's the northern kingdom. I mean, Salaki, the southern kingdom. That goes to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right, it says Jewish explosion from the Rome Empire occurred after the suppression of the first Jewish revolt in 70 AD. Now, why do we have to leave Rome? It's going to tell you. It says, which was a conflict in the Rome province of Judea, not in Rome itself. The explosion was a result of the revolt and was a consequence of Roman retaliation, which included the destruction of Jerusalem and the enslavement of many Jews. All right, so it said the destruction of Jerusalem, talking about our temple too. All right, because what you had, the first temple that was destroyed by the Babylonians, when that was destroyed, and then you had Cyrus that allowed us to build the second temple, and that's the second temple was when Yahweh Shah came. Well, when in the Roman Empire, Yahweh Shah came through the second temple, and that's when he whipped the backs of the people. You know, that was taxing the people for the Passover food and things of that nature. You know, so the Lord he whooped their ass, and then when he came with the second temple, right? He said he was going to build the third temple, which that third temple was us, man. You know,
Right.
That's why I said the spirit, the kingdom of heaven is within you, man. All right. It says a consequence of Roman retaliation, which included the destruction of Jerusalem and the enslavement of Jews. Jews in Judea were not exiled from Rome, but rather from their homeland, which was then largely depopulated and placed under Roman rule, man. All right. So we was always under these devils, rulership, man. But see, in Rome, we was allowed to practice our traditions, our customs, you know. But it came a time when that's just like now, man. Nero, right? He's back in office, right here in our lifetime, and he's about to bring that havoc, which we read in Revelation 12:12, right? Knowing that he has but a short time, he knows his time is short, man. All right, that's why why you think all these laws are being written? And I'm talking about they're undermining you, and they're doing them on times like you got the football season, baseball still World Series, you got basketball. They push a lot of agendas like in these times. And mind you, that Trump said in his first term, he said this is the quiet before the storm.
Yeah.
Now, why did he say that? And when they asked him, they're like, "What do you mean, Mr. President? What do you mean?" He gave that dumbass smirk that he always has, man. You know, because he knew he was going to get in here another term, man. Now the storm is coming. All right. But check it out. It says causes of the conflict. It says rebellion against Roman rule. It said the first Jewish revolt began in 66 AD due to various issues, including heavy taxation, political corruption, the religious tensions stemming from the Roman influence, man. And now Yahweh Shah came through in that time. We're reading right now. And now Matthew the 24th chapter. Because Yahweh Shah knew these times that we're in right now. All right, he's the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. And he knew that we was going to be out here speaking like we are right now. You know? Expressing, how you say that? The injustices, so to speak. All right, the injustices of our people, man. All right, and we bring it and we back it up with scriptures because the prophets before us did the same thing, man. All right, you got it, brother.
I just wanted to bring this out too, because now with everything going on, everything, the benefits, the people, federal workers now receiving payments, their first checks, all these things are is a domino effect. Because a society or a kingdom, if you will, doesn't go down right away. This gradualism. You know, the Lord destroys the kingdom from the inside out. You know, and going back to 70 AD,
Ooh.
which we're about to witness again,
Con.
fucking 10 on steroids, right? Vespasian, it says Vespasian rose to power in a civil war after Nero's death. And did not the Simpsons did?
No, yeah.
Now Kamala Harris want to come out and start talking again. We'll see how that goes. We're not, you know, I don't want to make anything extra, but you know, just
Well,
you got just being mindful.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Just watching for these things. Don't be ignorant. It says after Nero's death, Nero did appoint Vespasian to a critical military command, which provided the foundation for his latter imperial claim after what? That was during 67 AD, which was 3 years before Titus. Because you still have the Archetypus. I forget where it's at. That represents the downfall of you niggas, man. You know? Made whoredom in your houses and your churches and your temples. Took away your gold, your trumpets, your menorahs, your scrolls.
Matter of fact,
the holy things. And put it in their libraries. And now they call themselves Jews. They're imposters. Even the king of Egypt, the president of Egypt knew that. Even Vladimir Putin knows that. And he's a goddamn Edomite. You know, but our people don't want to know that.
I appreciate back you up.
You know, and that's why Trump is, if he does pass away, we'll see. He's forming an alliance of his own internal military personnel.
Oh, shit.
You know? So go against who? The migrants. Who's the migrants? You niggas, man. You Black Latinos and Native American Indians, which are the people, because they're not locking up Japanese. They're not persecuting the Chinese. They're not fucking coming at the white man. They're coming at our people.
Right.
That should make you think, you know? But yeah, they want to give you stimulus. They want to give you, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, hey, man.
Just to back the brother up, this is the book of Hosea. God. And Hosea, he prophesied towards the northern kingdom. All right, which is the Ephraimites. Because Ephraim, you northern kingdom, y'all heavy in the witchcraft, idols. All right, and the brother, what he was just expressing, you know how like we ain't have a power to turn back to. That's what Hosea was telling them. This is Hosea chapter 4 and 11. It says, "Whoredom and wine, and new wine take away the heart. My people ask counsel in their stocks, and their staff declared unto them. For the spirit of whoredoms have caused them to err."
And that new wine is this new philosophy.
That's right. Not a new doctrine, the same doctrine. It's the same doctrine. It's not new. It's new to new. It's old. Right. This is how you say you got a new moon. The moon has always been there, just like this doctrine has always been there. That's why the Lord say Yahweh Shah to come in and prophesy the downfall of these kingdoms. You know? And that's the same doctrine. And the doctrine was before that they was ushering in Yahweh Shah, which we're doing the same thing right now. Speaking of the man to come. You know? Like what's that song from my man Johnny Cash? When the man comes around, yo, cut. Cut. You know, it says Hosea 4 and 12. Again, it says, "My people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declareth unto them. For the spirit of whoredoms have caused them to err, and they have gone a whoring from under their power." So our people went after these other gods, man. You know, and like I said, what I mentioned earlier, Ephraim, man. Ephraim is heavy into their idols, man. Even the southern kingdom, you know, but they heavy in the JC. But Ephraim, they go off, man. They go into a whole bunch of different Santeria. They into that, man. You know. But it says, verse 13, it says, "They sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains and burn incense upon the hills, under oaks and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good. Therefore your daughters shall commit whoredom."
Right, and that's what they did. The shadow, that's them. They're clueless. They're in darkness.
Okay.
The oak, the trees, they use that for idols, worshiping Roman, pagan holidays, or pagan days, not even holidays. You know, things like that.
Well, that's their so-called holy days.
That's there, yeah.
They set apart.
Because it's separate from our. You know, but really they want to. That's why the scripture said. That's why John cursed our people out and said what. He was John the Baptist. Said, "You are your father the devil. The lust of your fathers you will do." Because our people are still committing. My mom did it, so I got it. It's a generational curse that was upon our people. You know, to separate them, the 2/3 from the Lord. You know.
It says, back in Hosea, the book of the prophet Hosea, chapter 4 and 14, it says, "I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery, for themselves are separate with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore, the people that doth not understand shall fall." You know, so hey, the Lord is telling you, like, the reason why He put it now to make your women commit all these acts of whoredoms because you did it. All right, you went off. Our people went off. How you commit whoredom, spiritual whoredom, is serving other gods, man, that you or your fathers have not known, man. You know? Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to show you. This visual of all the whoredoms that our people commit. You know? Show you a visual of all the whoredoms that our people have committed when the Lord told you what? He said He's a jealous power, man. All right? He's a jealous power. We belong to Him. Okay? You say what? Jealousy is the rage of a man? So you think that the Lord is not about to rage over us?
Right.
Hold on, bear with me. Go ahead, go right here. All right? And this is the whoredoms that our people committed, man. All these guys, you know, you grew up knowing them, you know. All these gods right here, which are, what it say? Well, we can grab the scriptures, but just to keep going, just a visual of the whoredoms that our people have committed.
Yeah, right? And not one of those idols, so-called gods,
right.
Which God just means power. That's right, what you're giving your power to.
And they have no power.
A fucking image.
That's right.
A statue.
That's right.
You're worshiping the creation.
That's right. Yeah.
Rather than the creator.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? What sense does that make?
That's right.
That's ass backwards.
Right.
You know, the Lord created the tree for you to eat fruits. You're going to worship that tree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of stuff to lamp on too.
So none of those, but the point is, none of those idols look like our people.
That's right.
So that should make you critically think like, all right, hold on. Let me step back real quick. You know?
We got some more, just a little more, brother. It says, back in Hosea 4 and 13, we just showed you the gods that our people worship. Right. It says they sacrifice upon the tops of mountains and burn incense upon the hills under oaks and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good. Therefore your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery. I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery, for themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore the people that doth not understand shall fall. It says, though Israel played a harlot, though Israel played a harlot, yet let not Judah offend, and come unto ye, and come not ye unto Gilgal. Neither go ye up to Beth Haven, nor swear Yahweh liveth. All right, so the Lord's saying, like, don't even call on you. First of all, you ain't going to be able to come because you commit all these different whoredoms, right? It says,
and it's heavy because it said the Lord is not going to punish our women for committing adultery upon the men.
That's right.
Why? Why is that? Because the Lord wants you to feel that pain that He's feeling. Yep. So all that, you had sex with this man. Yep. Now you start thinking about how she felt, the faces she made, like
Yup,
you bugging yourself on it.
Right,
This bit like you get rage, like
That's right. That's
you
personal.
probably liked it, how you was moaning,
Yup.
how you probably what you were saying to him.
Yup.
Cause Jake get
She
into
said the
detail.
same shit. Yeah, she said the same shit to you.
So now imagine how the Lord, how he feels, y'all, the way y'all decorating y'all cribs, dressing up like, and he's looking at you like, I gave you everything, and you just up and leave.
Right.
Just like when a man, he got a good job, got a good car, got it, whatever, you got a shit to whatever, so-called, in this society. Then she come along, good girl, so to speak, and then she find a man, and you looking like, yo, I gave you everything. Why would you leave? Why would you go to this? Because our people got to feel that pain, man.
Right.
The Lord is hurt every day, man. You know?
Right. It says, verse 15, back in the book of the prophet Hosea, chapter 4 and 15, it says, though thou, Israel, played a harlot, yet let not Judah offend, and come not yet ye into Gilgal, neither go ye up to Bethaven, nor swear Yahweh by Shem Yahshua liveth, for Israel slideth back as a backsliding heifer. Now Yahweh will feed them as the lamb in a large place. Ephraim is joined to idols, let him alone. Their drink is sour, they have committed whoredom continually. Her rulers are with shame do love Salaki, do love give ye. The wind hath bound her up in her wings, and they shall be ashamed because of their sacrifices. So the Lord is telling you, man, you about to be, a lot of people's about to be ashamed at the gods that they serve when everything go down and the Lord shows you who he is. He said, then you shall know that I am Yahweh. I am your power. He always says that. And every generation. That's the same thing that we're telling you right now, man. All right? The Lord is about to show you some things, and you call on those other gods that you've been calling on. And obviously, you know what? Because Satan gives gifts. Like I said, I mentioned the First Kings. It'd be a lion spirit in the mouth of the prophets of Baal, right? So that's why all these people believe it. And they think, oh, I'll pray in the name of Jesus and I got this. Well, hey, man, Satan gives you gifts, man. All right? But see if Jesus and Allah and all them people can deliver you out of the calamity that Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rachak has come into this place, which been ordained since the beginning of time, the beginning of days, going all the way back to Genesis, man. You got it, bro.
Does it not say in the Apocrypha, a gift destroys the heart?
That's right.
So everything that seems pleasant at the moment is not beneficial for your health, for your salvation.
That's right.
Because it looks good. That's why, Moses, on top of the level that he was at, he still was like, I'd rather suffer with my people than enjoy their pleasures of sin for a season. Roughly paraphrasing, because seasons come, seasons go. The trees bear fruit. The trees die. There's a time and everything for all of that. So Moses knew, like, I'm suffering with my people. Those that believe, so to speak. Which we're in that mindset now. We're gonna suffer with our people, man. We're gonna suffer with our brothers. We're gonna suffer. Yahweh Shai suffered with the remnant, with the 12. Besides Judas bitch ass, but he still, he suffered for their sakes, for our sakes. That's why he was crucified. While everybody else wanted to enjoy the time of the Romans, the Greeks, their philosophies, the this, the that. That's why Yahweh Shai said, remember the Caesar with the Caesars. Don't indulge in that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to pay, you got work, whatever, but we're in the world, not of it. That's why I say, come out of her, my people, man. And it starts mentally first.
Oh, shit. Yo, check this out. I just looked this up real fast. All right. And this is to show you. Signs to look for, because Yahweh Shai gave us signs, right? So I just looked on Google and I asked it. I said, what are some of the major issues, basically? Some of the major signs that the kingdom is collapsing. All right. And those are things to look for, which we're seeing it right now. But these people that's walk up and down the street, they wouldn't look up nothing like that. Or the Spirit didn't give it to them because they think that their kingdom is going to continue. And they're held in heavy division. But one of them, it says major indicators that a kingdom or empire is in decline and heading toward collapse typically fall into political, economic, military, and social categories. And are not we're witnessing these things right here in Babylon, man. Everything that was just mentioned, right? Going back into the Roman Empire when they fell, all right, going what was we talking about 70 AD, going back into the Greek Empire, the Babylonian Empire, the Persians, the Medo-Persians, the Assyrians, the Moabites, all these people that had ruled over us, man. And how their kingdom fell, what we're about to read. It says political instability, corrupt and ineffective leadership. Is not Nero an ineffective leader, man? He's double-minded. He's all over the place. When it say kingdom divided cannot stand, and this is what the Democrat and the Republican Party. But they are one party for real. They all together, but they try to make it seem like they're not. All right, the lies of Esau is being exposed, man. It says widespread corruption among the ruling elite, a focus on personal gain over public duty. That's what they want. They want personal gain, man. All right, and that's when you go into the word politician, it means greed. They're greedy, and that's what they call themselves, politicians. Look it up for yourself if you think I'm lying. It goes into greed. And that's what those people are. They're greedy, man. They want everything. Esau cannot be satisfied. That's why he goes around trying to seek who he may devour, man. Throughout the four corners of the earth. And that's all showing you his characteristics. All right. It says widespread corruption among the ruling elite, a focus on personal gain over public duty, and incompetent rulers. Come on, man. Was not Sleepy Joe incompetent? Yo, look at Nero.
Right.
He's incompetent.
Yeah.
And that's who the people wanted. But guess what? Through the elite of this society, they're the ones that put him in there. They selected, just like the elect of Israel. They've been elected. They've been elected from the beginning of times, and they're the rulers of the next kingdom, man. It says incompetent rulers lead to a loss of trust in institutions. And don't nobody trust this God, Nero, man. Right? It says erosions of central authority. The power of the central government wanes. And are we not in a government shutdown right now, man?
Right.
So they're at a vulnerable point.
Yeah.
America is at a vulnerable point right now where they can strike. Yeah. Anybody can strike.
Yeah, they think they hurting the people.
That's right.
Really, they're hurting themselves.
That's right. But that's the Lord doing it. It says often shifting to powerful regional figures, generals or wealthy organs, making a ruler a mere puppet. Damn. Making the ruler a mere puppet. And that's what we always call these presidents. They're puppets. They're set up. And it's telling you. What they said, the last president of America, of Babylon, was John F. Kennedy. The real, what they would say, which was a real president, because he knew his power and his authority. So he actually started drawing people out of Vietnam, taking them out. And what happened, because this country runs on deception, war, the military, and the sword, because that's what they got to go by. That's Esau's blessing. So for John F. Kennedy to pull them out, it's like, nope, we're going against the grain, so we got to kill you, man.
Right, he was speaking the truth. And after that, ever since then, after him, now they read teleprompters.
Yep.
They can't write their own speeches.
That's right. That's right. Yep, that's right. They don't write. Yep, that's right. A puppet, man. So you're speaking the words of another man that was written down for you. All right, you're not speaking your mind. You've been set up there.
Yeah.
All right, just like we're not speaking our minds. We're speaking the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rachakadash, coming out that book. All right, so it goes both ways. All right, I don't want to drag this out, but it says I'm just reading a couple more. It says economic problems. Right now, what you got? The SNAP situation. You got what do you say, SSI? You know they're working on that. You know, a lot of things is about to collapse here, and it's going all into that government shutdown. It says economic decline and stagnation, a general downturn in the economy, declining agricultural yields. What's that? We just said SNAP. That's your agriculture, like your food, you know, your vegetables, the agriculture, what what the people need to survive.
Fucking farms.
Yeah.
So you had Bill Gates try to buy all that land.
That's right. It says in the shift from production to speculation as the main form of wealth are common. All right. Keep going down. It says military weakness. Look at the military. Look at Babylon's military. They're weak. They're letting in these transformers, the happy people, the rainbow gang.
Skittles.
Yeah, kind of. Taste the rainbow. You know, but they letting the people in there, and that shows the other militaries around the world. They looking at that like, yo, these niggas is weak. You know,
right?
They're weak and it's time to strike. Check it out. It says,
in the military.
That's right, con. It says weakening of the army, a decline in the quality. See that? A decline in the quality and discipline of the military. Because before, if you came into the military, if you was a Mo, they was whooping your ass. That wasn't permitted. But Russia still gets down like that. You know, their military. They not. You can't be no happy guy to be in the military of Russia. Man. All right, it's just not going to happen. It says a decline in the quality and discipline of the military, often marked by a resilience on foreign mercenaries or a lack of citizen enlistment. And people not enlisting in the army, man. That's why you about to have a draft. You ask the people now, they be like, "Yo, I ain't going to the army," because they know what's going on. They see the conflict. I asked a young person that the other day. I said, "Yo, man." As a matter of fact, she was on the bus and she was in the ROTC, right? Which they try to train you from high school to go into the military. So I said, "Yo, you going to join?" She was like, "Oh no, I ain't doing that. We're about to go to war." So she knows that.
Jake know.
Yeah. So but you don't got no choice because you already signed up in that program. You're going to be drafted. All right.
I think it's the age of 18 to 26.
It's about to be a lot of. I think you can go to 17 if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people about to get drafted, man. It says mercenary or a lack of citizen enlistment makes the kingdom vulnerable to external threats, and that's what's happening right now. Why do you think all these people is threatening America, Babylon?
Right.
All right, they're threatening this place. It says social and cultural decay, loss of civic virtue and shared values, a decline in loyalty to established political institutions, and the erosion of core culture identities and shared belief systems weakens the social fabric of the kingdom. This place, man, this is Babylon all day, man. And you can keep going, but I just wanted to read that. I know the brother got some precepts, so we're gonna hop into that. But yeah, you can just look at the signs of a kingdom falling. You know, when you look at this place and you be like, God damn, this place is done. You know?
This is the book of James, chapter 5, verse 1.
God.
In the NLT.
God.
It says, look here, you rich people.
That's right.
Weep and groan.
That's right. God.
With anguish because of all the terrible troubles ahead of you.
That's right. See that? All the terrible trouble, you rich people. Doesn't the scriptures also tell you, it says, you say, what are you that are rich? Is that it? When it says, what are you that are rich, and you already received your counsel, your consolation?
Job 2.
Yeah, God. Because you already received your gift right here, man.
Blessing, yeah.
Right. You know, just like everybody gets a blessing. It's like the scriptures tell you, man. When you do something for somebody, you never let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. Man, you're not supposed to make that public, man. You got these people coming out here giving out all this money, going to homeless people and all that, and doing it on camera. So guess what? You already received your consolation. Just a person saying, "Oh man, that was a good thing you did." That's your gift right there.
That's your blessing.
Yeah, that's your gift.
And that's why you ain't supposed to be praying in front of everybody.
That's right.
Or when you're fasting, don't tell nobody.
That's right.
Because those things, now you got the blessing.
That's right, yeah.
And that also proves that that's Esau in the spirit. Because what? The Lord gave him what? The fatness of the earth.
That's right, yeah.
So that proves that that's the same spirit here.
That's right, brother.
They're given because America's a beautiful land.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. You know, it's a great, rich, big, great land. You know what I mean? They just fucked it up. You know?
Yo, I got a swift one for you real fast.
Come.
Brother Rashad. Just to back up what the brother said.
Hey man, bring it up.
This is Matthew 6. This is Matthew chapter 6 and verse 6. All right, that's what the brother was saying, man. All right. Matthew chapter 6, verse 6, it says, "But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to the Father, which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly," man. You know, so you wonder why people keep getting all these, well, you know, the men of the Lord, man, they trust in the Lord. So they not out here. I used to see men come out here, like, okay, we're out here in the highways and hedges. That's what we're commanded to do. You know, but we ain't out here praying, "Oh, yo, come here, brother, let's touch and agree." I like them Christians be doing. Or you got, the Jehovah's Witnesses that be coming out here, man. And they sit out there and yo, that's a damn demon, man. Because first of all, what language is that? Who can translate that? You know? You say, "I'm just talking to the Lord." Well, any language, that's what speaking in tongues is. You have to have somebody to translate what you're saying.
What Lord is that?
Yeah, you talking to fucking Satan. You know? What you got? That's the back above up. So you go into your secret closet, man. We ain't out here. All right, we're out here openly now speaking of the Lord, but you don't know the deeds that we do for him day to day. We don't make that public. That's between us and him, man. All right, we do what we're commanded to do. All right, you got it, brother.
God.
And then that slack, and that also shows you like the spirit of humble and the spirit of pride, man. All right, men that's out here that's doing this, they want to show you everything. That's a prideful spirit, man. The Lord's not dealing with no spirits like that. All right?
Right.
Yahweh Shai even told you when he did miracles, don't tell nobody that I did this. Just go talk about the Father. You know? A man of no reputation, man. You know?
First spirit.
God, that's
Say
right.
that, right?
Exactly.
How humble is that?
Exactly.
When a nigga want to be seen
God, yeah.
from everybody, do clout chasing.
God.
You know what I mean? Like,
They won't be seen.
yeah,
They
right.
won't be seen in that day.
As an example.
God, that's right. That day is coming, man. That great and terrible day is coming. You know?
God. That's right. So it says, James 5:1 in the NLT, "Look here, you rich men, Slaki, you rich people, weep and groan with anguish because all the terrible troubles ahead of you." And that goes for anybody. Because you got chicks that's rich. But what did they do to obtain those riches? They had to do some stuff here. You know, behind closed doors that people in the public don't see. You know? Because like the brother mentioned earlier, Satan gives gifts.
That's right.
You know?
Right.
So everything that glitters is not gold.
That's right, yo, that's right. Yo, right.
You know?
But they
That
say
could
all
deceive
money
you,
ain't good money.
Scriptures also say that Satan even could come, paraphrasing, forgive me, I'm a little high. But even Satan could come as an angel of light.
Okay. And that's true because that's why it says, how is Lucifer, son of the morning?
How is he, right?
You know, how as you fall, yeah, they come in as light because what? They give you the cheat code to this society. All right? but like the average person don't have. So when you go to these colleges and these colleges, these universities, you join these different sororities or fraternities to try to get an outlook on like the things, like so you're set up for life, so to speak, here in Babylon. You know, when you join the fraternities, that's a brotherhood, man. You're locked in for life, man.
Yeah, that's
You know,
blood.
yes.
Yeah.
And then you got to do all type of sacrifices and this and that. Now, can the Lord bring you out of that? Yeah, He can. You know, because hey, you got some men that went to college, so they might have joined. You never know, man. But the Lord does, like the scripture said, the Lord will have mercy on whom He will.
As long as you ain't take the chip.
That's right. Yeah, come. That's the deal, so you take that chip, it's over, man. But yo, you got a lot of calamity to come. And yo, like we said, this is November the 1st. All right, we're in the month of what? Thanksgiving. All right. See how many people now they talking about they got funding coming out for these people to supposedly be able to eat or whatever. You know, they always trying to find a loophole, but ultimately the Lord is shutting this place down, man. Just be ready to you. You know, you got it, brother.
Keep the people comfortable.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, brother. That's right.
That's the best way to come at you.
Right,
When
yeah.
you're comfortable, at ease, merry heart.
That's right, yeah.
You know, you're not prepared. That's why Ezekiel snapped on our people.
Right.
You know, blowing the trumpet, getting our people ready for the battle.
That's right, yeah.
Lamentations, mournings, and woes is coming.
Yeah.
You know, we're not in that fucking merry-hearted mindset right now.
Right.
All hell's about to break loose.
Right.
You know?
Literally.
That's why Isaiah, the beloved Saint Matthew, said what? As in the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Drinking, marrying, giving a marriage, partying and bullshit, dressing up. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with this, whatever, thinking that everything is gonna be all right. No, everything is not gonna be all right, man. You know, your society that you love is about to collapse before your eyes. That's why the Lord said, if any man love the world, the love of God is not in it. What is that talking about? You know? What's that talking about? What that means is, if you put in your faith in your landlord, in your job, in tangible things that can be snatched away from you overnight, rather than the Lord that's controlling all the spirits around you, you're going to fall with the society. You know what I'm saying? Because the economy's about to collapse. America's what? $38 trillion in debt? They can't pay these niggas back, man. So they got loopholes and try to, you know what I mean? Comfort the people thinking life as usual. Going to school, going to college, my job. I'm going to work, babe. When your fucking boss can't even go to work. What that makes you? You know? Right? Because that just shows you who you relied on. People rely on clay, stones, you know, another man. You can't rely on another man. You know what I'm saying? Because you rely on that man get killed in front of you. Now what you gonna do?
Right.
You're gonna fold up like a punch. You know, like an envelope. That's why you gotta rely on the Lord, man. You know, the Father of spirits. You know, because ain't no man created a spirit, therefore he can't take that spirit. Only the Lord can. You know? That's why the Lord said he sees the inward part of man. We're not worrying about what we can see, what we can touch, because that could be destroyed. You know? But I'm going to read on. It says, your wealth is rotting away, and your fine clothes are moth-eaten rags. That's why Yahweh Shah said fine linen are in king's houses. Yahweh Shah didn't have the finest garments. He didn't ride on the jeweler type stallion type of horse, the tallest, well-groomed horse, you know? Yahweh Shah pulled up in a 1995 Honda Accord. You know what I'm saying?
You wanted a donkey, man.
You know, right? What they call a
showing
you know?
Yeah, showing his humbleness, man.
Con.
Cause what Nate did, he, and this, there go that powerful spirit too. Cause he came, I believe that was a Passover. He came on a fucking horse, man.
Con, yeah.
You know.
And what?
Lord
He's
comes
rich.
in. Exactly. What are you that are rich? Yo, kind that's what it says. What are you that are rich?
Con.
I got a swift.
We're not doing it for filthy lucre's sake. The Lord said, store up your treasures in heaven.
That's right.
That's being charitable for your brothers. That's really sacrificing your life out here. We could get sniped from a sniper down the block.
That's right.
Who do we know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Niggas could just lock us up.
That's right.
Put us, throw away the key.
Lock me up. Don't wait a key.
You know what I'm saying? Like anything can happen.
Right.
We're as worms right now. We gotta trust in the Lord and do the boldness that the Lord gives us through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash. We out here, whether it's two of us, whether it's one of us, it don't matter. We have faith that the Lord is with us, man.
That's right.
You know, the Lord's not dealing with greater number. You know, and that's how He shows His power, not our power,
Right.
His power.
That's right.
You know,
I got
because most prophets was by themselves.
Right. Right.
If you really read into the scriptures, you know.
I got a precept for you first. What the brother said. The brother said, you know, the Lord looks at the inward part, right? This is 1 Samuel chapter 16 and 7. It says, but Yahweh said unto Samuel, and yo, this is when the prophet Samuel was about to go basically get a blessing to the next king of Israel. Which, you know, Saul was the king at the time, but the Lord was putting David in the power because Saul had messed up. All right. And like when Samuel came through, he was looking at the stature of David's brothers. Like, oh, this gotta be the next king. This gotta be him. You know, but the Lord looks at your spirit, man. All right, that's why you never suppose what's the old saying? You never judge a book by its cover. All right, but it's this 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 7. It says, but Yahweh said unto Samuel. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go up a little more just to give you a little bit. Matter of fact, I might as well start at verse 1 just to give you the substance of it. But the point is in 7, all right? This is 1 Samuel chapter 16 and 1. It says, Shabbat. Put this on, do not disturb as well. All right, it says 1 Samuel 16 and 1. It says, and Yahweh said unto Samuel, how long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? So like I said, this was Samuel, you know, was supposed to go ordain the next king of Israel, which was Malach the Wad, King David. All right. And Samuel was upset because, you know, I think he ordained Saul as well. But it says, seeing I have rejected him, and Saul was rejected by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And he was an Israelite. That's the house of Saul, which represents the 2/3 of our people. All right, it says, I have rejected him reigning over Israel. Fill thine horn with oil, and go, I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons. All right, so now, you know, when we do the anointing, we anoint each other. That's the same prayer that the Samuel gave to David when he anointed him. You know, when you get anointed, you're anointed into something. All right, like this, the mobsters, they do all the blood and this, and they cut their fingers and all that. Blood with blood. Well, that's now and done. They with blood brothers. Well, we're anointed in this thing, man. You know, Lord's willing, we be a part of that number. All right, but the elect are anointed men. All right, and some in some point in your life, you got anointed by a righteous man. All right, to be able to come out here and speak on the highways of heaven, man. All right, but the Lord ultimately has to ordain you to be able to come out here and speak to your people. All right, it says, and Samuel said, how can I go? Back in 1 Samuel 16 and 2, it said, and Samuel said, how can I go? If Saul hear it, he will kill me. All right, so he was a little annoyed about Saul, like, damn, he'll kill me, he the king. But yo, whenever the Lord gives you ordains you to do something, you got to do it. All right, can't know nothing. That's why the scriptures tell you too, no weapon formed against you shall prosper.
That's right.
All right, and this is an act that Samuel had to do to ordain and anoint King David into power. All right, It says, verse 2, back in 1 Samuel 16:2. It says, and Samuel said, how can I go if Saul hear it? He kill me. And Yahweh said, take an heifer with thee and say, I come to sacrifice to Yahweh. Guy quab and stuff, all right? It says, and call Jesse to sacrifice, and I will shew thee what thou shalt do. And thou shalt anoint unto me him whom I name unto thee. And see that? And that's what I was talking about, the anointing. All right, you got to be anointed. That's what Hamashiach stands for, anointed one. All right, the Messiah, the anointed one. When they say Jesus Christ, really it's Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. And the Christians, they got to fuck up. They sell themselves Christians. Well, it really goes back to Hamashiachim, which is the anointed ones, the followers of Yahweh Shah, man. They anointed because Yahweh Shah anointed them to be able to speak this doctrine, man.
Right.
You know?
Right, because even though Joshua brought us to the promised land after Moses, right, you know, because he was that savior at that time, right, because Yahweh Shah, Joshua, but he wasn't the firstborn. He wasn't the king. He wasn't the first spirit, the king of kings.
That's right, bro.
He wasn't the Alpha. He wasn't the anointed one.
That's right.
You know,
he was ordained in his time as deliverance.
Right.
But this deliverance, that's why he's known as the Hamashiach, the anointed one, because he was anointed to what? Break the seals of the book, man. You know, to be able to come back in the Roman Empire, where he came in the Roman Empire to teach us. All right. And then you sealed the books. And Yahweh Shah, he was the one that was found worthy to release the seals. All right. But it says, back in 1 Samuel 16:4, it says, and Samuel did that which Yahweh spake, and came to Bethlehem, and the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, comest thou peaceably? So now you know when a man of the Lord is coming, like you don't know how he's coming, man. Like, is he coming to prophesy destruction to you, or is he coming with good tidings?
Right.
That's why they always say, comest thou peaceably? Like, oh shit, why is he here? What did we do wrong? All right. It says, and it came to pass when they were come, that he looked on Eliab and said, surely Yahweh's anointed is before him. So he thought that man was a man of the Lord, but no, it's King David. This is the point right here. It says, but Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahweh seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looketh on the heart, your mind, man. You know, he looks on your mind, your inward parts, what you're thinking, man.
Your spirit.
You know, that's right. That's right. Your spirit, man. That's what. When a person perishes, and you look at this flesh, we all in the same flesh, but we all have different spirits. This flesh can be easily killed, put to death, but your spirit cannot be killed, man.
Right.
You know, your spirit lasts forever, man.
See, and that's why people don't understand when babies die. You know,
So
it was innocent. It was innocent. No, it wasn't, because you don't know what that child, that spirit in that little flesh, was back in the ancient times, and what it was going to become. In the present time, in the future, you know, that little nigga could have became a rapist.
Sure.
And then what? You know, then you want persecution, right? But the Lord ended it early. So that's why just like little examples like that shows you that your thoughts is not his thoughts. You know, your ways are not his ways. You know?
This is Proverbs chapter 20 and 27 in the NLT. It says, the Lord's light penetrates the human spirit, exposing every hidden motive, man. Oh, God damn. But the Lord is exposing everything, man. You know? It penetrates.
Not even your dreams.
What it said, yeah.
He knows your dreams.
I'm going to read that again. Proverbs chapter 20 and 27 in NLT, it says, Yahweh's light penetrates the human spirit, exposing every hidden motive, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Man, does it not say what's that? 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Oh, the eyes of the Lord.
The eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times. So yo, you ever walk outside, man, and it's sunny, a beautiful summer day. It's bright as shit. Hey, like, I need some shades. Imagine that 10,000 times.
The eyes of the Lord are 10
You know?
times brighter than the sun.
The Lord knows your thoughts before you even think them. He knows your dreams before you even go to sleep. That's why the scriptures say the end is declared from the beginning. You know, the end of the day is declared already before you even wake up. Before the morning, if you wake up. You know, so how could you fall on the power like that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you, dude. Fast precept.
Some people don't even remember what they ate for breakfast. Lord, hey man, it's and that's a power you can't see. I mean, you can see it, you know, by looking at his creations, looking at yourself, you know, but you can't physically touch him right now. Or, you know what I mean? And you want to mess with a power like that. Because people trust in what they can see rather than what they can't see.
Right.
We believe that the kingdom of heaven is coming, man. Can't see it right now. I mean, we can through our brothers, you know, but is it physically here? No, it's not yet. Because it tells you that even in the Lord's Prayer, how the kingdom of heaven is done on earth as it is in heaven. Roughly
It says thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven.
These people don't understand that.
Mm-hmm. I got the precept.
Especially these Christians, because they want the right. They want the easy way out. They want the, you know.
They don't want to go through Jacob's trouble. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 23 and 19. It says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts, man. So y'all, you can't run from the Lord, you can't hide. Yo, even these devils with them, everything that they think that they're doing is secret, the Lord already knows. We don't own the rights to this music here. That's not even real music anyway. That's fucking noise. That's noise producer. Yeah, God's noise producer.
Man, he just got locked up.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they just booked him.
Yeah, good. Fucking freak ass nigga. You with Diddy. Getting swallowed.
Now he good, right?
Oh, but
Yeah, exactly.
Let me keep going to 21. Read this again. This is Sirach chapter 23, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. It says 23 and 19, it says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men. And yo, that's why Paul said, you know, not in my presence, you're supposed to do the right thing. Do it even in my absence.
Yeah, right.
You know, roughly paraphrasing, right? You know, and that's what we're supposed to do. We just don't come out here on the camera and yeah, we're holier than now and go home and do some wicked shit. Yo, this is a 24-hour thing, man. All right? Not just a Saturday thing like these Christians do. They come to church on Sunday and the rest of the week they wilding out. You know, this is your heritage, man. You know, you got to have some type of integrity. All right? It says, verse again, Sirach 23 and 19, it says, such a man feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. He knew all things ever they were created. Damn. Ever they were created. So also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. So the Lord knows, man. He knows what he created. You know, he knows that we're not going to follow laws, statutes, and commandments completely here in Babylon. He knew that was impossible. That's why it says in the kingdom, because we're not going to sin in there. That's why he's going to write on your inward parts. He designed us to be off and fucked up, to show his power. All right, to show how he could lift you up and raise you above all these other nations, and that's what he's going to do. Because we all came from different backgrounds, man. You know, brothers came from a lot of different backgrounds. And the Lord through all that, and that's called bringing the body together. So we like a body, it's all how would you say damn, what's the word? Not something like nourish. It's like nourishment for the body. Like everything is profitable. That's the word. It's profitable for the body. Every brother comes.
Say every man has his own office.
There you go. So it's all profitable for the body. Right? Check it out. It says verse 21 back in Sirach 23 and 21. It says this man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspected not, he shall be taken. God damn. Yeah. So if you don't like, you think that this some things can't overcome you, because fucking niggas. Yo, every Halloween season we come out here, we look at these people. It's like, God damn, man, people is crazy, you know. And I hope this month goes horrible for this place, man. You know, being as though we in this season, the Halloween season, and then the next thing is what? Thanksgiving. So it's all wickedness, man. All your holy days, but we got our holy days coming, man. You know? What you got it, bro?
Philippians 2:12 says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence.
Yo, see that much more in his absence, because like, of course you're going to be on point when you see it, bro. Like, oh shit, I can't do this for the bro. But now when you behind those closed doors, what are you doing? You know, you're going to be tempted. You're going to slip sometimes, but you got the whole point is to overcome it. Keep overcoming things, man. You know, don't keep making the same mistakes. I tell you, the just man falleth 7 times and pick himself back up, but the wicked fall in the mischief, man. You know, look at Samson. Prime example. Look at Samson dealing with Delilah, knowing goddamn well, man, and he fell into that temptation. And look what happened to him. He got his eyes put out. You know, he lost his strength, and he had to go repent. And he gained it back, and he asked the Lord, could he take his enemies down with him? And the Lord permitted that. You know, but that woman, man, I'm telling you, that woman, she's a fucking take down a lot of great men, man. Every great man ever in the scriptures fell for over a woman, man. You know, all of them. All you gotta do is read. You know, what you gotta go.
God says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Yeah, work out your own salvation. You know, that's why you gotta pray. That's why you gotta fast. You gotta do everything that's in your power to serve the Lord, especially when these times are up and coming times, because the days are about to be evil, man. The scriptures tell you, remember our Creator in the day of our youth, before the days are evil, man. You know, and we remember them. That's why we came out here. That's why we're still out here. We continue to come out here until we're not permitted to come out here in these sideways edges no more.
Right.
You know, because that time is coming, man. That famine of the word, and I'm telling you, this month, expect a lot of stuff to happen this month, man. Crazy. You want to hear about some crazy things happening, especially with this, the shutdown still in effect, and all this is doing. Rocket time. What all this is doing is accumulating, and it's furthermore tearing this place down. You think that's not an agenda from this man? What they set up, the usher in the NWO, the New World Order. These are precise plans, man.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't. Fair use, fair use. We don't own the copyright to the song.
Yeah, got it. Well, it's funny that we play that part while he right here.
Yeah, right now he turned it.
Yeah, cut.
He turned it on.
Yeah, cut.
Yo, can't make that up. But this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 16. It says, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Right. Wherefore, be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is.
Yo, cut. And yo, the will of the Lord, as a matter of fact, I'm about to look it up.
I'll get it on time.
Yeah, come bring it up. Because I got something. That's crazy. Now, listen, brother read that, right? You gotta understand that this is the will of the Lord. The will of the Lord is to bring this place down, man.
Right.
You know? But it sounds strange to people that don't understand his will. You know? That's why we understand it. But and even with that being said, we understand that much as far as this place is going to be destroyed. The elect of Israel and the 1/3 of Israel is going to be delivered in this time in this up and coming destruction, right? To go back home. All our enemies are going to fall, but that's the will of the Lord. So when we see the government shutdowns and things like that, we know that's the will of the Lord. We ain't bucking up against that.
Right.
It was his will to bring this RFID microchip. Why? To show who really cares about him and who doesn't. Who's really about this world and who's not. Man. You know, when they say you can talk a good one. What are you going to do? And that up and coming time, but the Lord has to put the spirit on you for you to endure.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because right now, what they're doing, they're closing the breaches of this place. They're putting the clamps on it. All right? So what they're doing is they want you to call on them instead of the Father. That's all they're doing.
Right, and that's why the Lord is using Esau to bring these calamities as his whooping stick.
Done.
Right, because what? The scriptures say in Proverbs, 21? The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. He's the one that's orchestrating both sides of the party. You know, with Yahweh and Satan. You know, so there's nobody that can disobey the Heavenly Father.
Right.
You know?
Ain't no free will.
He what? The deceiver and the deceiver is his.
Right, that's right.
You know, so at the end of the day, people rely on, woe to them that go to Egypt, I'll go to them. No, it's the Heavenly Father that's making all this happen. Just like how the Lord, for an example, just like how the Lord brought our people out of Egypt, right? He used Moses. But yet he used Pharaoh, hardened his heart to bring more calamities unto our knucklehead ass people.
Right.
For a reason.
That's right.
Because he knew at the end of the day, most of them didn't even go to the promised land.
Yeah.
Only a remnant. You know?
That's right.
So.
And they had to be weeded out back then. The same way the Lord is going to weed you out now, man. And he's up and coming times. He's going, the shifting. You know, the Lord is always shifting the house of Israel. All right? They get the weak ones out, and the strong ones will continue. All right? You got to be strong in this thing. That's why we tell brothers, stay strong, keep the faith. Ain't no be safe, no, it's be strong. Stay strong. Being safe means you're trying to be too careful and you're going to fuck up. All right, be strong to this thing, man. I just looked this up real quick. Let me read this real fast, but because the brother was talking about like this is the will of the Lord. So I looked up what to expect during the government shutdown. All right. It says central services and public safety. All right, it says central services will continue. Law enforcement, military personnel, air traffic control, and emergency medical services will continue to operate, though some civilian personnel in these fields may not be paid. All right, so now, the Lord, he hitting your pockets.
They just experienced their first paycheck now.
See that, that's right. That's crazy. Yo, check this out. It says national security. It says work on national security and public safety will continue without interruption. Of course, it says health and safety, food safety inspections and certain public health services will continue, though some agencies may have fewer staff. So the clamps, that's the grinding starting to cease, man. Yeah. And I just did a lesson. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, kind of. It was yesterday. I did a lesson on all the layoffs that they're having with these different companies, man. All right, so the Lord is closing this place down. It says government services and operations. It says national parks and museums. Most national parks will close, but some grounds with public access may remain open, though they may have limited facilities like closed restrooms and overflowing trash. Federal museums, including the Smithsonian and National Zoo, will close. Yo, bro, can you get that when it says there's no man that till the earth? Roughly paraphrasing Brother Kashar. Bring that out first and then get that. Because
remember when the trucks
God, yeah, yo, that's cut. When they had the trash truck strike.
Yeah.
And look how fast, and every place that they had the dumping sites where Jake always going to capitalize. So you have people, you don't got a car, I got a truck, I come grab your trash, they're going to charge you, but you have to take it to drop sites. But these drop sites were like places where they was in places where like next to the Ben Franklin Parkway. And this was around what 4th of July when they had that Made in America tour and all that shit with Jay-Z that brought that shit to Philadelphia. So and that's the Lord's sense of humor, man. Showing you how he's bringing this place down. You're gonna have spiritual eyes to see these things.
Right.
All right. What it say? He that have ears, let him hear what the Spirit is saying. Let him hear. Let him hear what the Spirit is saying. He that has eyes, let him see what the Spirit is. What the Spirit is showing. And if you're a spiritual man, you see that this place is falling. There's no getting around. It's not coming back. Now, we see that all summer.
No, nice.
All summer long. Now, the first dirt bikes we saw in this fucking down in the wintertime. That's how I know the Lord's shutting this bitch down. Even them niggas, they used to run proud on Broad Street, man.
No.
But it says, if you from Philly, you know. If you've been watching our videos, you know. How much these damn dirt bikes used to ride, man. God damn. This was a choir, cut. This was a choir service. Yeah, cut. Yo, this is like a we had a quiet summer compared to the one she said. But it says permits and benefits. It says processing times for things like passports, small business loans, and certain government benefits will be delayed. Housing. It says housing delays may occur in processing FHA and VA home loans. It says taxes. The IRS will continue to process payments and electronic tax filings, but paper return processing will be delayed. So everything is slowly like going into a stagnant state, man.
Oh, right. And that's heavy because what? We in the first, right? These federal workers, a week ago, just experienced a non-payment. So how are they going to pay their rent?
That's right.
So now that's going to affect the landlords. That's going to affect the mortgage, the owners. That's going to affect.
That's right. That's right. Y'all just said that. That was the next drawing. That's the spirit. It says federal employees. It says furlongs. Non-essential federal employees will be furlong, which means furlong means drag out, basically. Prolonging. So furlong, meaning they will be temporarily laid off without pay. Brother just mentioned that, right? Laid off without pay. Divine in the season. But he said that the brother just said that they just experienced some of them not even getting their checks, and they're still working, right? It says pay. Here we go. Pay. It says essential employees, including military and public safety personnel, will continue to work, but will not be paid until the government reopens. So that's crazy. It says financial strain. The shutdown can cause financial hardship for federal workers and may have lasting economic efforts on communities, man. So hey, this place is done, man.
Yeah.
This place is tough. You got to read that real quick, brother.
Yeah, that's jail, man. That's.
And then that's what we're doing.
People's not gonna keep working.
That's right. Yeah. If you can't get paid, why the hell are you gonna keep going to work?
And that is all boiling down to what? A new digital currency.
That's right. Yup. And it was an AI John, and they was like Trump announces that the American dollar is no more. So it says, all right, it was AI, but guess what? That's a reality. It's going to happen soon. And the AI busting their ass, man. I'll go see this witchcraft, and they be showing but through that AI, what you seeing, it's showing visuals of a lot of things, man, that come.
But because even though it's a demon, the word demon goes back to intelligence.
Artificial intelligence. Right, bro.
And what? The Lord is the one that controls these demons.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
So, and then you got to think too. When they destroy an economy, just like even in Rome, they're going to destroy the lower class businesses first.
That's right,
trickle down and make the haves and the have-nots.
That's right, brother.
It's going to affect the middle class too. But they know through the experiments of riots Our people so fucking dumb. They gonna have us destroy our own stores in our own local
Well,
areas.
yo, they showed you that with that when that what happened? Who was it? The George, not the George Floyd.
It was the black
When they
the Wall
started,
Street,
yeah,
the
when they
black,
start,
Black Lives Matter protest.
yeah, that one.
When they set up the bricks.
No, but I'm talking about
And they-
here in Philadelphia when they was raiding all crazy. I think it was George Floyd,
You might have.
and they ran down every city, they tore the city up, man. And every single hood, all they did was tear up their communities,
How can
and they
we-
wasn't allowing you to go out to the counties and do that shit. You did it where you at,
Exactly.
you know. And a lot of those places that you raided, looted, and all that. Now, and that's why they got things set up for now. They know that they're shutting down the food stand, so they already know. So that was a test run. It's like, all these people gonna act like this. Well, this is what we're gonna have to do. Now they're sending your food stands out, so they know you're gonna start looting and raiding, running in shit.
Uh-huh.
But guess what? They're gonna have military there to gun your ass down. It's like you got the Walmart. They said they're not even gonna open their doors. You got to shop online. You know, so what's that's going to bring in? Second, that was the 15th chapter.
Yep.
And people start running in each other's houses for lack of bread, man.
Civil unrest.
Yeah, so all these things is written. That's why you got on the back of the dollar bill what? Novus Ordo Seclorum. All right.
And now
What's that?
You-
New World Order. Go ahead,
you
bro.
got Walmart, yo. This is bug. But you got Walmart that got cages in their stores.
Yeah.
You saw that? Also, they got a new task force that Trump just brought out. Forget ICE.
Yeah.
Now there's another task force on top of
What's
ICE,
that? Jacob's
which
Trouble?
is to patrol certain businesses,
Yeah.
just to check everything's good. All right, yeah,
Yeah.
So, hey man, on top of the drones, hey man, it's about to become
What they
so.
say, when the shit goes down, you better be ready.
Right?
When the shit goes
And then what? People are gonna get sick because they can't run.
Yep.
So now that's gonna bring plagues.
Ooh, and on top of that, brother, it's a lot.
You know? Huh?
But that's a beautiful point. Because, yo, with that whole jump shot thing that people got, that attacks your immune system. So you don't got no immune system anymore. That's why the AIDS is running rampant now. Where you think it came from? It's all a part of that plot, man. Why they call it acquired immune deficiency syndrome? It attacks your immune system. So your immune system is designed to attack anything that comes awkward into your body to fight it off, to fight off all the germs. So if your immune system can't attack it anymore, you're defenseless. That's basically what Esau did to you. He made you defenseless, but because he made you like himself. But this place is defenseless.
That's right.
You know? The Lord about to come in, man. Watch. The Lord's about to come and really. You're about to see
Like
some
that
very
movie
beautiful things, man.
Like that movie Self,
Mhm.
the phones.
Oh yeah,
When
come,
they
yup,
picked up the phone,
yeah,
they
the
started-
motherfucker.
They started phoning and shit.
Yeah, come. And that's a reality. When they cut that 5G signal on, watch how many people start dropping dead, man. They already started dropping dead when they did that with the when they got the jump shot. Athletes, young,
Yeah.
teenagers,
Yeah.
having a heart attack, just dropping dead on the field. Just because you wanted to take that so you could continue to play sports. Like, come on, Esau's trying to put clamps on everything. He don't want to let this kingdom go because he knows it's his short time, man. All right? Stop, brother.
All right, so this is Ephesians in NLT, chapter 5, verse 16. It says, what's this joke about? It's a lot. That's true. It says, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 16, it says, make the most of every opportunity in these evil days.
Right, see that?
Don't act thoughtlessly,
Yeah.
but
So that means don't go
understand.
out here acting stupid.
Right.
When now we know that the food stamps and everything is about to be off. It's saying don't act. What it say, brother?
It says, don't act thoughtlessly.
Yeah, don't act thoughtlessly, meaning don't go running into these places. And the scriptures say, found out a multitude that do evil.
Right.
You know, so you running into these places, you gotta very well understand that the Lord that put this thing together. I say, who put this thing together, huh? He, that's who. Who I trust? Yeah, good, but hey, man, but the Lord put all these things together, man. So you gotta understand what He said. His servants shall eat. You gotta believe these things. Just like when the raven fed out the prophet Elijah. Man. So we know these things, man. All right. The Lord did all these things before, man.
Yeah, mana.
Okay. So when these things start to come to pass, don't go out there, you know. What it says, and wisdom and stability shall be the knowledge of the wisdom of our times, you know.
Wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. Coming into these up and coming times, you gotta have the wisdom and the knowledge to understand what the Lord is doing, man.
Right.
So you don't bug out. When all these people start perishing, don't lose your mind. You might lose your mother if you haven't already lost her. You might lose your father if you haven't already lost him. You're about to witness a whole bunch of losses here. But losses is gain in the kingdom. You know?
That's right. That's a video.
Come.
Losses is gain in the kingdom.
Come. We could do that tonight. What you got it, brother?
Because what do we have here anyway?
Nothing. What it say? He that loves his life shall lose it.
This is not even our land.
That's right. Right.
Even though, we was here first. Yeah. All right, that's the truth, but that doesn't make it our land.
That's right.
Our land is over there in the Middle East.
Right. Because we were pushed out of our land.
Right.
No, we was forced out of it.
You know?
Because of our own wicked doings. You know? Because of that. The Lord, that's why we've been removed so far from our land. It was bad enough. And when we was in our land, we kept getting exiled to Babylon, which is over there in Iraq, modern day Iraq. Kept getting exiled to them and wherever else the Lord sent us. But it got to this point, the latter times where we're in now, the Lord removed us far from our borders. So where we're here in Babylon.
That's the ends of the world.
Yeah, come. That's how angry He is with us, man. But the Lord, he turned back to us. And these latter times for us to be able to call on Him because He know what He has coming. You know? You gotta call on Him. If you don't know the name, who are you going to call on if you don't know the name? Man?
Right. You can't call on Ghostbusters.
That's right. All our forefathers knew the name, man. All of them.
Huh?
You know?
Even the heathens knew that back in ancient times.
Right. I got it. Too.
But it says, make the most of every opportunity in these evil days. Right. Don't act thoughtlessly, but understand what the Lord wants you to do.
Right, see that? What's the message?
You know? Trust in Him, man.
Right. That's what it's all about, trusting in the Lord, man. This is Jeremiah 30 and 6. All right. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna read in the KJV first. Then I'm gonna hop in the NLT. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. It says, this is Jeremiah 30, verse 6. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman travaileth, as a woman in travail. And all faces shall be turned into paleness. And now that paleness is what? That paleness is what? Shame. You're going to be ashamed in that day. Because what you was doing, you was out here selling all these drugs. I'm talking to you Israelites, just being wicked, you become more wicked than the wicked, man.
Right.
All right. So in that day, when you all these women want what they want, a street nigga, so to speak. You don't want a man that's really loyal to your Shem outside. But it tells you what our people will be willing in the day of our power in the book of Psalms, man. All right, so we know that. So it's called you gotta chill out. All right, but check it out. It says hold on, what am I looking for? This word. Oh, paleness. That's what it was. To show you that it means. Here we go.
Yerakon.
I don't know if you can hear that, but it says mildew, paleness, lividness. Mildew, rust, paleness. goes perilous weather of persons from fright. There you go, from fright. They're gonna be scared. All right, it says perilous weather of person from fright or of plants from drought. Green is yellow. So yeah, the people gonna be in fear, man.
What they say, fight or flight.
The fight or flight.
What man could go through travail?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got common sense. It's giving a comparison. Like a man is gonna be in that fear as a woman in travail. And we saw our moms, sisters, when they go through travail. So, and if that's a man, imagine a woman.
And like when I was with my baby mothers and they was giving birth, I remember the pains that they was having. And you know what's crazy? Because the woman actually called out for you, what she's supposed to do. They like, and they grabbing on you, you know. But that pain, and it comes, when it comes so fast. Like 1 minute they just chilling, all of a sudden they get that pain. And I remember like my one baby mom, but my son, he came out fast. But I remember being in that hospital. Now this is crazy, and this is also a punishment to you nigga women, man. All right, because what y'all did, because just like there was a woman in travail, I'm talking about, it had to be like 14 hours, man. I'm hearing this woman screaming, hollering, pain because of the baby, and she was actually roommates with my baby mother, But I was like, God damn, when she came in the room, I'm like, I heard you all night. Me and we was joking about it, but hey, my son came out fast, but just imagine that intensity of that pain. All right, that's what we're coming into now. When you go into Revelations, I think it's the 18th chapter, we talk about the child being delivered. That child is us, man. And right now, which we're about to witness is the birth pains. All right? But a man can't travail a child, but that's how intense it's going to be. That's how intense the pain is going to get. Your stomach touching your back because you're hungry and all that, man. People are going to start eating their children. They're going to start eating leather the same way they did back in 70 AD. There's nothing new under the sun. It's history repeats itself, man. But it says, Jeremiah 30 and 7, and the KJV it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And who is he that's going to be saved out of it? The elect, man. But just know that, real extreme times are coming to this place, man. Nothing easy. All right, it says, verse 8, it says, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him, man. So we ain't going to have these nations ruling over us no more, man.
Right.
But the Lord is going to break the bonds off of our neck, man, break in our captivity. He's going to turn it back right in front of our faces, man.
Yep.
I'm going to get that in the NLT. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. In the NLT, it says, now let me ask you a question. So I like this NLT. It says, let me holler at you. Let me learn you something. Jeremiah chapter 36. It says, now let me ask you a question. Do men give birth to babies?
That sounds sarcastic.
He's smiling. Yeah, it cuts. So they like, that's how much pain is there. That's the Lord showing you got a sense of humor, man. Like, the men give birth to babies. Like,
because if you used to stop somebody, he'd be like, can a man give birth? Can he give birth? They're gonna look at you like,
wise God.
What you talking about, bro? That's how much pain you get.
That's right, yeah.
That's what the prophets are telling.
Because they always, it's like a metaphor. So a comparison, a metaphor is you comparing something to something else. Dark sayings. It says Jeremiah 30 and 6. It says now in the NLT, it says, now let me ask you a question. Do men give birth to babies? Then why do they stand there ashamed-faced, hands pressed against their sides like a woman in labor? Dang. God damn, that's talking about a man.
I know you calling a man a bitch.
Like
you acting like.
That's why I always say they a bunch of bitch ass. Because that's really what you about to be. The Lord going to turn you into that. You gonna be a bitch ass nigga. Oh my God, I'm still. Yo, listen. Yo, labor ain't nothing nice, man. But and check it out, and that's how you know it's a curse unto Eve, because when she did to Adam, right? Because when you look at animals, you don't gotta get no epidural shot to no goddamn animal. They drop a baby out, they drop a whole litter and get the fuck up and keep it moving.
Yeah, they fought and they come out.
Yeah, you like, goddamn.
Like, yeah.
No pain at all. You don't hear no dog.
And they go hunting.
Yeah, you know, so that's how I know that that's a curse among to Eve, man, for your wickedness, man. These scriptures don't lie, man. All you gotta do is read and understand. Not just read, you gotta understand, man. You know, like a joke you play around the way, you be like, yo, can you dig it? Like, can you understand it? Not only can you understand it, can you recognize? You know, I was in my old head, John. We'd be in the John playing like that. You know, check it out, verse 7, Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "In all history, there has never been such a time of terror." God damn. I'm gonna read that again. Jeremiah 30:7. And you gotta really dig the words that's coming out of this book right now. It says, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel. Yet in the end, they will be saved. You know, talking about who? The elect, man. In the end. Verse 8. It says, "For in that day, says Yahweh of heaven's armies, I will break the yoke from their necks and snap their chains. Foreigners will no longer be their masters." But they say you can put that in your pipe and smoke.
You put that in.
It said foreigners will no longer be their masters, and the foreigners are you other nations, man. You're not going to rule over us anymore. We're going to govern ourselves. And we're going to govern you. That's right. Through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Al-Kakodah. The same men that y'all look at on these highways and hedges and look down on. That you mock and scoff. Even our own people scoffing us. Look at Drewski. That bullshit he did. He marked himself, man. You know, he fucked himself over. It would be better if that man didn't even joke about the Israelites at all. You better off joking on Pastor Porkchop.
Doing that right.
That would be best for you. You better stick to Hollywood scripts, but now being as though we're out here. Cut. But being as though and look, he had on the garment to the foot
with the name on
it. Cut. Yeah, that's what got me. So basically what you did, you know what? I got something for you. Check this out. Because he blasphemed the name of the Lord, meaning he took it lightly. He took his name in vain, man. You don't do that. Right? Matter of fact, let's get the scripture. I know it's in Exodus. Do the rhyme, right? Not take the Lord's name in vain. And we're going to get that word too. In the Hebrew. That nigga, he's in violation, man. I've seen a lot of brothers hopped on that, you know. I shall not take the Lord's name in vain. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 7. All right. Hold up. I'm going to get it in the blue letter, but I want to read it in the KJV as well. Exodus 20 and verse 7. Matter of fact, I'm going to read in the NLT first. I mean the KJV, a lot. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 7. It says, "Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy power in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taking his name in vain." All right, so that dude, he's not like the Lord, he's guilty, man. You broke a law right there. A law that the Lord gave you, man. That comes out of the Torah, man. What's that, the Tawa'ah? Yeah, you know? That's a law, and you really, you thought you played the Lord. So it say he's not going to, you're not held guiltless. Check this out. Matter of fact, let's get that in the NLT. All right, this is Exodus chapter 20, verse 7 in the NLT. It says, "You must not misuse the name of Yahweh, your power, Yahweh will not let you go unpunished if you misuse his name.
Wow.
And that's what he did. He clearly he pointed out. But then it tells you, you shall be hated by all you shall be hated of all men for his name's sake. And Yahweh Shah told you that. And who's his name? Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. You know? That nigga, he's in, man.
Heavy violation.
And I don't even feel bad for the nigga. But like, bro, you really don't know what you just did to yourself. All for a joke. So now the joke is going to be on you, going to be the joke. Because what the Lord said, he's going to laugh. He will mock when your fear comes, man.
Right.
You know? So that nigga's fear, he's going to be in, man, wait. Keep watching, man.
And they say, oh, he was mocking IUIC, but
That don't matter.
He still had the name.
Exactly, yup.
Because IUIC don't be having the name.
Right. Even if he was
So
mocking
where would they
IUIC,
get those initials from?
you still got, you could have men of the Lord in there. You don't know. You know, because the elect is scattered, man. And in that day, they going to come up out of that dumbed down state. If the Lord chose them and they in IUIC, the Lord will bring them out of that. Via what? That RFID microchip. When that comes out, now that's going to be the deal, so. And Nate's going to have to explain that. He got a lot of explaining to do, man. You got a lot of explaining to do, Nate. You got a lot of explaining to do. You know? But I'm going to go back because I want to get that word in the Hebrew. Exodus 20, and it was 7. Exodus chapter 20, verse 7. Well, hold up. Go back to the KJV. And the word, I want vain. That's the word. Let's get that word vain. So you know, in the NLT it said don't misuse his name, so you can't. Yo, and Nate, he's another one in violation. So that's why Nate, I don't think he's a man of the Lord. That's my personal opinion, because you blasphemed the name, he took it in vain after he was teaching. So he took it lightly. Then you start talking about it don't matter what you call him. So hey man, you right there. You're gonna eat those words, my man. It's like you eating those words with the MOT to the B. You know?
Like mockery said,
right.
every word.
That's right.
Strong's H7723. Shav.
Which says Sha'ah. See the Hebrew characters. Instead of saying you can see it. I don't know. Hold on. There you go. Okay. So that's the vain. It says emptiness, vanity, falsehood. That's what he's doing. Emptiness, nothingness, vanity. Yo, you don't listen. You better off playing with your own name, man. You don't play with those names. The one that created everything.
They said go play with your children.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dig it.
Same
That's
thing.
right. Go play with the kids. Don't play with me. You know? But it says emptiness, nothingness, vanity, emptiness of speech, lying, worthlessness of conduct. So that's what he basically did with the Lord's name, man. That's crazy. You know? But a nigga, what's up, bro? But a nigga in the streets, you like that's supposed to be a killer. You want to make fun of his name.
Yeah, right.
So how much you see all the death the Lord caused with the first death, and you want to play with his name? Good luck, buddy. You know, good luck. You probably got a press, man. You got something else? Yeah, come on, bro.
The book of Ezekiel, what I go earlier, chapter 7, verse 14, and it says, they have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none go to the battle.
See that? That's what we doing. We blowing the trumpet. People keep walking past, waving at us. Yeah, hey, all right.
We could get Amos 3 and 6.
Yo, come. Yo, the young John, you never know. She might be a brother's wife in the kingdom, because she did have she wasn't really tripping. She's like, hi. Or something, you know, and then when she walked out, and I heard that the lady said, what they doing? She's like, oh, this Bible stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, they so cool.
Yeah, see that? So yo, hey, man, the Lord is going to give you fame.
Get them young too.
Yeah,
that's Isaiah 4.
Yeah, 1-1. But hey, man, the Lord is strong. Isaiah 4:1. You're seeing it already. With these women stressed out, just like that woman. She was on, I think it was Instagram or something, TikTok. She talking about since she said if another bill, she said she just gonna start selling it. She was talking about her yams. She was selling herself. She's like, I ain't talking about nothing in this house. Well, yeah, you are talking about something in the house, but you're in the house. You know, you talking about something you mean.
Yeah, right.
You know, and a lot of these women, they gonna start, watch these women, and that's so hostility and all that. Watch how humble they become real soon.
But see, even with that, ain't nobody gonna buy that. They gonna take it.
Exactly.
On that day, they just gonna take it.
Cause you gotta figure, all hell's breaking loose. Everybody running in.
Fuck out of it, Then you gonna just take it.
What's that? Get over here.
Right.
Scorpion.
They're gonna grape.
Okay. Get over here.
Amos 3 and 6. Matter of fact, you can get that because it's a sweet. That's backing up what you just mentioned.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6 in the KJV. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh have not done it? No, he controls both sides, man. So when we see this evil, and we start rejoicing at it, the people gonna be looking at us like, yo, they crazy. What's wrong with them niggas? Though sometimes when I laugh at shit, I'll be looking at us, I'm like, yo, I'm crazy. But like it's because because it's like it's a situation that the normal person would laugh at. Like, but I'll be looking like, hey man, Lord, like, but the Lord said in these days He's going to use His men to laugh at you. Lord's will not be a part of that number. I'm not saying I'm a man of the Lord. I hope to be. I got a good chance by coming out here and fighting a good fight of faith. So Lord, hey man, but the men of the Lord they about to be in stitches laughing at you nut ass niggas, man. You got it, brother.
It says they have blown Ezekiel 70:14. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none go to the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof.
That's right. See that? All the multitude, everybody on this planet. All right.
Well, we getting ready now for that battle that's coming. We blowing that trumpet.
That's right, come.
Which was always a sound of an alarm.
That's right.
When the watchman is on the highest tower to see an outside invader from afar off. Right. But you're down low with the wall surrounding, people can't see what's coming. So when the enemy attacks, it's gonna be like a thief in the night. But the watchmen, they saw it because back then they traveled on foot for miles. So it would take, they could see them, but they might say, bang, it might take a day or two for them to reach to your door. So you gotta be ready. And how you see them in the distance. Right, that's what I'm saying.
Because like you gotta when you go to the prisons, what they call them watchtowers. Right. So they're watching, and that's basically how cities was back then too.
That's how they go.
It was a gated wall, it was a gated. It's gated, and you're inside that community. And when you look at go back like Europe and things like that, what was that? The Detroit, when they sent that big ass horse in there, they had to come through the church. Yeah, Detroit, the Trojan horse. But and it shows you that the cities were gated. That's why I say the unwalled city. Con. So that's how you know they was actually what. Right? You look at the prison system, that was set up just like that. So you got the watchtowers, so they watching over everybody inside of the yard or inside of the facility while when they're going to the yard or whatever. Then they're also watching if it's a threat coming. Like if somebody's trying to come break you out or whatever. So they can see everything going on, man. But that design came from them cities back then, man. But they were, matter of fact, you watch that movie with Martin Lawrence, something Night.
Oh yeah.
And you see how he was in that castle and it was protected. That was the king's domain. That was the city. That's what he was in. Not just that, but he was in control of the surrounding areas too, the land that he conquered. But that would be like his headquarters, so to speak. But you got it, brother.
Right, because once you break down the walls or something, it's easier to just penetrate that. Which America's about to be penetrated.
Yeah, and it's the unwalled city. This is the unwalled city. Why do you think Trump was trying to build that wall? He was so big on that. What happened with that? He's trying because he don't want no invasion. But the invasion is coming from the heavens, man. You got it, brother.
It says, but none go to the battle, For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof.
That's right. So when we come out here and speak, you're supposed to come and join us to the battle. The only ones that's going to join is the elect. Nobody else. No, you can be out here talking to these people. You get angry with these people. Why are you getting angry with them for? The message is not for them, man. The Lord knew that. That's why he went to certain people to speak to them. It was certain people that he put out the room when he went to do miracles and heal people, man. Because it wasn't for everybody to see it. It wasn't for everybody. And once you grasp that concept, you'll be all right. You know, why you think Nate and them, they want to go overseas and travel over there and try to grab people? Because they're doing it for filthy lucre's sake and financial gain, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to line their pockets. All right? They want their treasures here. They're getting their treasures right here. All right? We seek for treasures in the heavens, man. All right? That's what we want. Now, any other righteous man would want that. All right, because you know this place is nothing, man. You know, just imagine your best day here, the greatest day you ever had in Babylon, and multiply that times infinity. That's going to be the kingdom, man.
Can't even compare.
That's going to be in the kingdom, man. So right now, we know we're supposed to suffer, and we're here suffering, and we're suffering patiently. That's what we're going to continue to do until the Lord comes back and returns and deliver us out of here. Lord's willing to be a part of that number, man. No, you got it, bro.
Millionaire that's probably sitting in that dumbass Tesla.
Yeah.
But it says, the sword is without, and the pestilence, and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword,
Right.
and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him.
God damn, that's what's coming.
But they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys. All of them mourning, all of them mourning. Everyone for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water.
So when you sit, you get glimpses of that when they be showing you them UFO sightings. People, oh my God, what's that? Oh shit! Just a minute, just wait, till they really. When you really see them, you just seeing them out there. People gonna be afraid. Oh, these words they don't lie, man. Just like when righteous men, when they saw angels, back when they came to, they fell on their face to worship, because that's how the presence of that angel was so powerful, so pure, and this flesh is wicked, it's corrupted.
Right.
You got no choice but to drop on your knees. Look, that's another one. God damn. This bullshit.
Gotta watch it.
Hey, fuck it. They're still out there. You got a classic, bro.
God. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16.
Bring it out.
It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So that's now, and it's going into a name, so you got to have that name on it. See that? Just like the elect, the name of Yahweh Shah is sealed in their heads, man. See, it goes, it's twofold. Now, you want to get that mark for Esau to have his name, the number of his name. You want Esau's mark on you? You want to say that that's your God? Or you going to turn to Yahweh Shah? Only ones that's going to do that is the elect, man. And the 1/3, the rest of you is toast, man. You're going to choose the God of this world.
Texas too.
Yeah, God, that's right. You're going to choose the God of this world. Who is that? That's Esau, man. Because he's the power of this world. He's controlling. He's in power. So yes, he's the God of this world. Look at every holiday you celebrate. Esau's behind that, man. You know? You got it, bro.
My man used to say, like, you didn't get fucking barbecue.
Yeah, God, that's right. Yo, what they say, Korean barbecue.
Shit. It says in that Salakia, verse 18 says, here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man.
See that?
And its number is 603
Right, I escaped him, man. So all you camps that was teaching that the RFID microchip is not the MOTB, guess what? You got hell to pay, man. And you got some explaining to do when
Yeah.
they come out.
When it
And what
happens.
you going to tell your congregation? You know what? You're going to do just what Nathan and his men did when that jump shot came out.
Yeah.
Yup, they was like, yeah, go ahead, take it. You know, so he got a lot of blood on his hands, man. You know,
You got a lot. You got some men that actually came out some congregations out
yeah,
there.
come.
As you declare that they saw, you know what I mean?
But they was like, whoa, these brothers are telling the truth.
Like, what y'all talking? Yeah.
So that the RFID microchip we'll read it now. That's the end all be all, man. That's the deal sealer right there.
But scripture tells you never trust on anyone.
That's right, brother. That's right.
So why would you do that just to keep your? Because that was a test. That was a test of your faith right
But
there.
they say Vita Blacks.
That was a test of your faith.
Okay, that's
And
right.
that was nothing. That wasn't even nothing major.
Yeah, that was light work.
That was like, you know what I mean? Small
That's
potatoes.
yeah.
Not even small potatoes.
Just imagine when it's real.
That was a 50-cent bag of potato chips.
But they said it too. He said, yo, they're going to feel it this time. You got it, bro.
Yeah, Bill Gates.
Mhm.
The next one that comes.
Yep.
Hey, man.
14.
14:9. Revelation 14:9. It says, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels.
Yo,
and
that's that thermonuclear missiles coming on top of the heavenly angels shooting that concentrated heat here. All right, they did the same thing to Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding cities. All right, that's that fire and brimstone that was brought. So you take that mark. This is your reward right here, man. You got it, bro.
It says, and poured out without mixture in the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels,
Right.
and in the presence of the Lamb,
Right.
and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever.
That's a long period of time. That's how long this place is going to be burning. With all the natural gases and everything this place is highly flammable. All right, so it's going to burn for a long period of time. And you're going to be able to look back and see it from over where we at. Where's that smoke, Dad? Abba? What's the smoke, Abba? Oh, that's Babylon, son. That was Babylon. We was in captivity over there. You know? It's going to be like, it's like when you're in power, it's going to be like a bad nightmare. You're going to be like, damn, I can't believe we really went through that shit. You know?
Yeah, right.
But while we here, you can't see yourself in power. You know? Unless the Lord give you that spiritual eye. You know?
Yeah, the whole world is going to see that giant pillar of smoke.
That's right. Yep. That's right. It tells you they're going to start far up there. Alas. Who was like that great city? You know, the smoke of her torment.
That's going to be a memorial.
That's right. Yep. Come. That's right.
You know?
That's right, brother.
We probably have a new holy day in the kingdom.
Yo, come.
You know what I'm saying? I know it's not written in the scriptures. We're just speaking as men.
Second.
You know, we're not adding on, but yeah, 2 Ezra 15 and 43. Out of the smoke. You know, Revelation 18 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
How you doing,
all
sir?
right? But it says,
White shirt.
It says, Revelation chapter 9 and verse 11, it says, and the smoke of the torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and its image. And whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
Right. The patience. What's that? The suffering, man. So, hey, man.
That's what we patiently waiting for.
That's right, God. That's right.
I've been patiently waiting for a chance.
So, hey, Lord's willing, just, just edify, got something out of it. So next week, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops, great millstone, shalom to the elect. So next week, we're going to say Mawafa Baba Ba, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.
Shalom.
Let's get it. Shalom, shalom, shalom.